Hey y'all, welcome back to Misguided Intuition, where I could tell you better than I could tell me. Sorry for being off of here for so long. Was kind of having stuff going on in my personal life, and to be quite honest, having issues with myself, showing up for myself, basically having some confidence issues and anxiety getting the best of me. You ever had them days where it's like, you know, you got a million and one things you want to do, and then you just become overwhelmed and anxious, and it ends up being just, you don't do anything. You just end up accomplishing absolutely nothing. And so I've kind of stuck in that a little bit. But I'm going to try to get it back on track. I'm going to try to get it more consistent. I have a couple things up on TikTok right now. I've got a new card pull goes up every day at 12:01 a.m., so right after midnight Central Standard Time on Instagram. So all the links for that are in my description box down below, and then also in the little tab for like About Me or whatever it's called here on YouTube. But yeah, also I've switched spots. My youngest told me I was allowed to use a small part of her room to kind of make a little spot to do this, so that I'm not just sitting in the kitchen where anybody could walk in or whatever. So I'm in her room right next to the window, but I've got the tapestry that was on the cart is now across the window to give me some privacy but still give daylight. So now we're on an actual desk. The only thing that sucks about that is I don't have any place to put all the cards. So as you could see around the edge of here, there's a bunch of cards, and then I got some on the shelves underneath. But it's whatever. I got a thing for cards, right? So I think that's pretty much it. No, oh, also, yeah, if you guys haven't gone on Instagram Threads, I'm on there too. So if you follow me on Instagram, my little badge number thing is right on my profile page on Instagram. And if you click on that, I think it takes you right over to Threads or something like that. I haven't really figured out exactly how it works. And honestly, Threads is more, for me, I feel like it's more like just a place to vibe. There's a lot of positivity, a lot of people like lifting each other up on there. I probably repost more than I actually post on there. But, yeah, and I don't know. I just really like the vibe over there. Not to talk smack on other apps or whatever, but I like it way better than Twitter. And I guess if that's a problem, that's a problem, right? What else? I think that's everything new-ish that's going on. I think that's good. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So today we're going to use the Light Seer's Tarot, and then we're going to clarify with the Neoteric Feminine Tarot. I really like this deck, actually. I really like all my decks, but the Light Seer's Tarot is my favorite, and this little pinky peachy deck here is also pretty fantastic. I've got a wish list about a mile long, but I think this last one here. Oh, yep, it doesn't want to shuffle now. Well, get in there. Anyway. Trying to think of anything else, but I think that's pretty much it. So, I guess here we go. We'll see what message needs to be heard for whoever needs it. Right? Queen of Wands came out. Oh, also, if the angle looks a little funny, the little doodad that I'm using for my camera doesn't, those kind of came out at the same time. It doesn't attach in the same spot where it did on my cart, because there's like a lip on my desk, so I got to kind of come in sideways and at an angle. There we go. Come on, that wanted to come out too. Anyway, bottom of the deck, 3 of Pentacles. Top of the deck, Knight of Cups. Woot. The Fool. That's positive. I like that. New beginnings are always fun, right? So all this mess came out. So let's see what we got. What is everybody going through? Because this is starting to feel personal too. So in the past position, I know I always say I don't like to do spreads, but I guess really if I throw it like this, it really does kind of look like a past, present, future, right? So that being said, in the past position, we got the Queen of Wands. And I feel like, so that means in the past, something was inspiring, making you feel impassioned, like you were really hardcore about it. Sorry if you see smoke on the screen too. I'm burning incense and whatnot in here. But, yeah, so the Queen of Wands, like you were feeling passionate about something, inspired, and then you felt like you needed to take a step back, like maybe we have like protecting your energy, standing your ground, and then also like resting and recovering, recuperating. Maybe you were approaching burnout. Maybe did you go in a little too hard or something? But then in the next position, we have the Ten of Swords, like, and then the Four of Wands. So I feel like maybe that burnout feeling is kind of, maybe you got enough rest now and you feel a little bit rejuvenated. And like you can keep going on to this thing that you're trying to get to here. You got Six of Swords, you're moving on to calmer waters. That's what everybody says, right? Like this card doesn't really depict it. I seen this other deck that this lady had where in the boat, right? The boat was going this way and there was rocks and stuff, like jagged rocks in the water over here. And then over there it was calmer. And then like over here was storm clouds. And over there, oh, even in this one, there's storm clouds right up front. And then over there, there's, the skies are a little bit more clear. So maybe, yeah, maybe you just needed a break to rejuvenate from whatever the situation was. We could try to, oh, sorry, I'm shedding. Does anybody else like shed constantly? Oh, yeah, it's stuck to me. Sorry. We're going to have my hair on screen today. So anyway, and it's still stuck. All right. So I've had this thing where like every time I have a strand of hair that falls out, it's in the shape of an S. And it's kind of annoying, but that is what it is. Anyway, let's see. I'm just going to clarify it as like each. I'm not going to go like card by card. So we're going to start with the Queen of Wands, which wants to throw me a bunch of stuff. We have the Page of Cups and the Hierophant upright and Temperance reverse. So for the Seven of Wands, Four of Swords. Those wanted to jump out. Now what? And now what? Is it hot as like the ninth circle of hell where anybody else lives right now? Because, man, I'm in Texas and I am insulated like a polar bear. I am not built for this weather. You know what I'm saying? I am looking forward to either getting out of here altogether or till the day where the heat advisory stopped. Look, we got the Fool again, and that was what was in the center of the random cut in the other deck. And we have the Four of Pentacles and the Magician. That's pretty positive stuff. All right. Three of Pentacles. That's a repeat too. Look, see? Bottom of the deck and right there. And then, what did I just see? Yeah, no. I guess that's the only one. All right, so in the Queen of Wands, we have the Page of Cups and the Hierophant, however you say it. I feel like whatever you were working on that you were like really passionate about here, I feel like it just made you feel really good. Like it just aligned with you in every way, like your beliefs or your values, or it's something that you love. But I feel like you were feeling like a lack of balance, or you were either feeling unbalanced, like you weren't really sure how to go about it, or you were really kind of impatient and just kind of rushed into it without a plan. Or maybe you had a plan, but it wasn't fully planned, right? I think we talked about that in another reading about like make a plan. Maybe you got like, you know, when you're doing an outline, right? And you have like the A, B, C, but you didn't get to the little Roman numerals underneath where you break down each step of the plan. So maybe that's what you did. Maybe you rushed in a little too fast and kind of overwhelmed yourself. And that's why you had to take a step back. Because here the Wheel of Fortune is in reverse. And I'm not going to say that, you know, that means that it's no good. But I think what happened here is that you overwhelmed yourself. Like you went in like, it's a good thing for you. It's a good thing. And I'm not saying you should stop doing it, right? This sounds exactly like what I just did. Like I said at the beginning of this video, like I just kind of like, I got in my head. And getting in your own head, like you can talk yourself into or out of just about anything once you get in your own head, right? But so I think you started something and you were all for it and you rushed in and just kind of overwhelmed yourself, maybe freaked yourself out a little bit, and you had to take a step back. And now things feel really delayed and you felt like you weren't getting anywhere, but you needed to take a step back. You needed to take a step back and relax from it and take a rest and just kind of reevaluate how you were going about this. Because here now, you're back at this end, you're in the Page of Pentacles energy. So now you're able to better plan this, whatever it is that you're working on. You can plan it, you can set the goals, you can figure out like if you are working with somebody else or learning from somebody else. I mean, that could be learning from somebody or working with somebody. Either way, you are at a point now where you are going to set your goals better, make your plan better, be a little bit more confident because you're taking it step by step and you have it more organized. You're not all chaotic and just like, and you know what? And don't get me wrong, like there's nothing wrong with being passionate and gung-ho about stuff. I usually am, right? So, and that's just the way we are. Like when you're really all about something, you just get excited and you go right into it and you don't always think. You're like you might look at the big picture, but you're not looking at all the details in the big picture, right? Shit happens. We're just like that. We're humans, right? So, but that being said, I think now you are in a position now that you've taken this step back. You are in a good position now where you're able to plan it better, work on it better. You're not going to overwhelm yourself as much because you're planning it better now. You know, we got the Fool card that showed up twice. You got the Three of Pentacles that showed up twice here. You had the Magician show up in this deck. I really think that like whatever you've changed between then and now, between, you know, where you had to kind of take a step back and rest. Sorry if you hear my stomach growling, I'm hungry. But whatever you have changed between then and now, I think was good. I think that it needed to happen. It was good for you to really take a step back and look at things and see where you can improve upon them before moving forward, right? So yeah, I feel like this is good, and I feel like this would be the most appropriate oracle deck to pull a couple cards from the Sacred Creators Oracle, which is actually by the same creator as the Light Seers Tarot. This is a pretty cool deck. I don't work with it a lot, but I really feel like it would be the most appropriate one for this reading because it seems to be, to me, it seems to be like a work or project-based reading. So, you know, and if this resonates, go ahead and drop a comment down. Tell me what it is that you're working on. What's got you, you know, what you were working on, what happened to make you have to pull away, and how you planned it better now. Like, I really would like to interact with people on here. I appreciate the likes. I appreciate the subs, right? But I want to talk to you guys. So, you know, put it in the comments and let's kind of build each other up a little bit here. I would like to, you know, maybe if you say what you're working on and then somebody else who comes across the video or reads the comments kind of takes a look and was like, oh, hey, yeah, I was doing kind of the same thing. And you guys could end up, you could end up Three of Pentacles in my comment section. You can make new connections and whatnot. So talk about it. Like, all right, that's good. Let's see. These cards are so darn pretty. I'm going to say that a million times in my readings. I'm not sorry. I love my cards. I'm going to tell you every time I think a card is pretty. So there's that. So what, there we go. The distraction of shiny things. I'm going to get another one. Yeah, screw it. I might get 3 altogether. I might take the whole deck, but let's not, right? Anybody else have that problem? You just be like, there we go. Fierce Serenity came out at the bottom. That's like this. Unstick the Stuck. That's like right in between those 2 cards. That's funny. It's funny how the cards speak sometime. Anyway, I'm not going to read those ones because those ones just kind of stuck out to me. But we got the distraction of shiny things. Move beyond intention to belief and get back to elementals. So let's see. I had to go in the book. I have not memorized these. So the distraction of shiny things says to take stock and leverage your strengths. Know what's right for you and not right for you at this time. And that kind of talks about the same thing about what I was saying, like he had to take a step back and kind of like rewrite the plan or finish the outline there. So this is, how do you avoid the temptation of shiny, meaningless things? What's your weakness and how can you avoid it? Your particular brand of shiny, what makes you unique? What's your wild? What's your quirky? What's your divine light? How do you communicate when you're in your own zone? How can you learn to fly in this light always? So yeah, so yeah, like in redoing your plan, do the way you are going to do it from now forward. Is it more true to you? Like, is what you're going to do, the way you're going to go about it, is it more true to yourself this way? Or do you still need to kind of take a look at it and make sure that what you're doing is true to yourself? Because, like, it's cool to have a new plan, a new project, a new job, a new relationship, whatever. But if there's something, like, sitting back there where it's like, it's not quite right, it's not quite right, like, you're not going to want to keep working on it, right? So you want to really sit down and, like, make sure that the way you go about this it aligns with you completely. So there's that. So move beyond intention to belief. Let's see what the message is in here. Is an old belief keeping you locked in the status quo? It may not always click. It may not always be easy. How can you make sure it always feels uplifting and inspiring? How can you navigate an old paradigm with new ways of thinking? And how can you navigate a new paradigm, the unknown, with old traditions in tow? And what needs to happen so that the past and the future can be merged gracefully? How can you stretch your views in order to honor others' beliefs? How can you find a satisfying middle ground? How solid is your faith? So this one, I feel, it's kind of the same thing, but a little bit different. Like, okay, when it says, is an old belief keeping you locked in the status quo? Like, are you having limiting thoughts, right? Are you thinking, oh, why me? Or why would this work for me? Or 100,000 other people are doing this. Why would it work if I did it? You need to change that thinking to, why not you? Why not you? If 100,000 other people made it work, then why wouldn't it work for you? You know what I'm saying? Also, what it talks about, navigating the old with new ways of thinking and navigating the new with old traditions. It talks about, like, bringing what you know into it, but making it yours, right? But making it, and then making it yours, which is custom to you, right? But also at the same time not worrying about rules or structures that other people have set. So an example would be like this for me, for reading tarot, right? Like, everybody has their own spreads. I love the readers that I watch on here, don't get me wrong. They read how they read and I love it, and I read how I read. And so sometimes I feel like this is going to look like a hot ass mess, but this is how I read. This is just how I read. And a lot of times I don't dig into the book unless it's the oracle cards, because all the meanings for those are different. So, like, on the one hand, I get a little stuck in my head about, like, okay, but I don't read like everybody else, but I know what I'm seeing when it's on the table, right? So I got to do it my way. in order for it to work for me. So you got to do the same thing. Like, I don't care if there are 100,000 other people doing whatever it is that you're trying to do right now. You need to do it. Like, you have the knowledge that you've learned. You have the knowledge that you can continue to learn. Everybody should continue to learn. I am also continuing to learn. I am in a couple of different tarot courses that I can afford right now. There's one that I want to take that I cannot afford at this time, but it's on my list, and unfortunately I think the price is about to go up on that, but whatever. But yeah, continue to learn, but bring what you know to the table and like show it to the world your way. Like, and if it doesn't vibe with somebody else, like, to hell with them. They can go find their vibe somewhere else, right? So moving on. Get back to elemental, because I will sit on my soapbox for hours telling you all about being for yourself, right? So get back to elemental. When you think of the magic available to you in fire, water, earth, air, and spirit, what comes up for you under each element? Write a list. When it's done, can you see how your list could help you understand your next steps? How could elemental energies inspire you? Or how can you bring more fire into your life, or air, water, or earth? I don't know how to explain this without getting all witchy-woo, right? So we'll just put it like how the tarot is, right? Like, your air is your thoughts, your cups are your feelings, your wands are your actions, and your pentacles are what you have. So if we break it down that way, what tools do you have in each of those areas, right? You have, for your wands, you have your passion for this project. For your air, you have your ideas, your thoughts, your ideas, like ways to present what you're working on to the world. For your cups, well, okay, so I guess cups would be more like your passion, because that would be your feelings. And wands would be the passionate way in which you embark upon it. And, you know, like between wands and air, you could also put that into like your learning and stuff, right? Learning about it. And then your earth is how would I would say your earth would be, or your pentacles, your earth would be like when you set about doing your thing, like how you organize it, how you plan it, how you organize it, how you I can't find the words. I am brain farting so hard today. I'm sorry. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's the grounded energy of it. Like, you can be excited in your feelings and in your actions, but what you're actually putting out there isn't going to be all, you know, well, I can't use that word. That's ableist. Let's see. I don't want to get canceled right away. All this frenetic energy. I mean, you want to be excited, but you don't want to be all over the place and chaotic, right? So anyway, that being said, I guess that's the message here. Again, you know, drop it in the comments what you're working on, because I'm interested to hear it. Like, I've been working on just trying to get more consistent with this whole like reading on YouTube, and then I need to get better on TikTok because I suck at posting on TikTok. And then I've pretty much nailed Instagram though. So drop that in the comments. Like this if this resonated. Hey, like it if you didn't. Just playing. Subscribe so you know when I upload, because I am going to try to be, I'm giving my word right here, right now on camera. I'm giving my word that I'm going to try to be more consistent and upload regularly. I'm shooting for at least a reading a day. And I'm trying to think of something different to do, like once a week, like maybe an all oracle read or something. Because on Instagram on Fridays it's a pick a card. So you have to, I only give you the backs of the cards to look at and number them. And you just kind of sit and think on it and intuitively choose which card, you know, should be for you. And then when you swipe over, you can find the card that you chose and then scroll down into where I post to read the message for that card. And then also interact on Instagram. Let me know if it resonated or whatever. But yeah, that's enough. I don't even know what time we're at here, but this is long enough. So I will catch you guys next time. Stay blessed.